Hello, Dr. Squires. My name is Raven Goodwine. I am really excited to be here with you today. Thank you for listening and having me here. I am a first grade ELA teacher. I teach reading, writing, and I also teach social studies. I am a proud educator. I graduated from the University of Texas in Arlington, but I graduated with my degree in my bachelor's in business administration. So I know you're probably wondering, why would you get your degree in business administration and then become a teacher? Well, brings me to why I'm here. My passion. So, for 2 years, I was a student teacher while finishing up my bachelor's, and I fell in love with teaching. At first, I was doing it for the money to pay my bills, just like any other college kid. But as I worked with my ninth graders, I'm first grade now, but I started off ninth grade. I fell in love with it. I knew that this was my passion. I knew that this was what I was destined to do. And now I'm an educator, a proud educator. And that brings me to moving in the right direction. So I'm going to move along into the right direction. So today I would like to talk to you about a podcast, not any podcast, an educational podcast. This is a podcast that combines education and technology and puts them together. All right. This is an audio and visual podcast that combines two of the greatest things right now, education and technology, and puts them together and uses them to their advantage, uses them to increase our students' learning growth. These are two very important things as we have seen. COVID-19 recently has swept across the nation and has put us in a bit of a panic. And I really believe that technology has not been used the way that it has been until this pandemic. It has showed how important technology advancement is and how important implementing technology and knowing how to implement it in the right way is. All right, this is very important. So, the thing is, education is one thing that I have noticed uses technology. I have face to face kids and I have virtual students. And I know that this podcast will help both virtual and online and in person students. So, what will this podcast include? It will include lessons for the grade level that is being taught, assignments, engaging activities, hands on activities. These are going to be fun games, guys, because you know what? A lot of our students are getting bored in the in-home setting and they need some engagement. So my podcast will engage students in activities and learning in a way that other podcasts will not. This is why I really need you, one of my greatest stakeholders, to endorse my podcast. I will be teaching the first grade part of the podcast, but I will have other teachers on board to teach different curriculum in different grade levels. And we will implement and change the learning game. All right. That is the plan. I want students to look forward to learning, even at home. You can use this just as if you were using a Kahoot it game, which leads me to my quote. All right. The findings suggest so there was a research study in Malaysia about the Kahoot game, which also combines technology and education, puts them together, and makes an engaging activity for students to use. All right. So, quote, the findings suggest that Kahoot is proved to be useful in initiating and fostering students' engagement in language learning activities and at the same time enhancing their language skills. Quote, so this shows that a game like Kahoot can increase language skills. So imagine a podcast with assignments that are designated and set for that grade level. Imagine what those can do. Those activities, those engaging games, those lessons, those mini lessons. We are not going to overbore students. We are going to show them the fun side of learning. All right. And this is what's going to be implemented in my podcast. I would love to get this ball rolling and get us started by January 10th, 2021. I will build up a timeline that will get every lesson, every activity, everything pre-recorded for the next 3 months so that there's no question about it, that we are ready to go. We are ready to submit our final product, and we can submit this and use this in every school district that adopts us. So I'm hoping that you adopt Let's Talk Learning with Miss Goodwine and let us lead your students and my students and your students and your students in a educational growth and development. We want to grow our students' brains and their minds and lead them in the right direction, even during a pandemic. Thank you so much for having me. Have a blessed day. Thank you.